The next few videos are going to have to do with equations of lines, and mostly regarding whether those equations are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. So if we remember from our notes, parallel means that the two lines will run side by side and never run into each other. We learned something about parallel lines. We learned that their slopes are the same, right? So that's important. All right, perpendicular lines are two lines that cross each other at 90-degree angles. You should definitely associate perpendicular with 90 degrees because that's what it means. We learned that the slopes of perpendicular lines are opposite reciprocals. I'm going to abbreviate both of those. All right, opposite reciprocals. And then lines that are neither are ones that don't fit either of these things. The slope isn't the same. The slope is not opposite reciprocals. All right, so we're going to look at these equations down here, and we're going to decide. This is 3 questions. This is question 1, this is question 2, and this is question 3. And we're going to decide if these two equations are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. All right, so if you remember when you're looking at an equation, the slope is always what's in front of x. So in this case, the slope here is 3, and the slope here is -3. All right, so my question for you is, are the numbers 3 and -3 the same? No, so these two lines are not parallel. All right, for perpendicular, it means they need to be opposite reciprocals. Opposite means that one of the numbers needs to be positive, one of the numbers needs to be negative. Reciprocal means one's going to be right side up and one's going to be upside down. All right, so that's what we're looking for opposite reciprocals. All right, 3 and -3 are opposites. One is positive and one is negative. But are they reciprocals? Is one of them 3/1 and the other one 1/3? No. So these lines are not perpendicular. So the only other option at this point is that these lines are neither. All right, let's try the next one. Switch colors up really quick. Okay. In this one, what is the slope of this line? If there's nothing in front of the x, what coefficient do we assume? We assume a 1. All right, so the slope of the first line is 1. The slope of the second line is 1. Are those numbers the same? Yes, they are, which means that these two lines are parallel. Parallel. Okay, last one. The first thing we look at is what the slopes are. Let me switch colors again so we have a different color. All right, the slope here is 2. The slope here is -1/2. All right, are those two numbers the same? No. Well, then they're not parallel. These two lines are not parallel. Are these two numbers opposite reciprocals? Opposite would mean that one is positive and one is negative. That's true. Reciprocals would mean one is right side up, like this one is 2/1, and one is upside down, 1/2. Look at that. They are opposite reciprocals, which means we would call these lines perpendicular. Now, you could also have used the perpendicular symbol, which looks like an upside down T. All right.